première fois qu'on aura la chance de rencontrer, d'écouter et de célébrer le windsurf avec celles et ceux qui l'ont sublimé, qui l'ont créé, qui l'ont designé. We're going to have here the unique opportunity to meet passionate people from everywhere in the world who created, design windsurf. Ça, c'est dans quelques minutes maintenant, juste au niveau de la scène principale, Hall of Fame. Nico, pour le live, on est bon? Ok. À tous les riders aussi, hein, il y aura donc des happy hours dans tous les stands des exposants. Et ça, c'est cool. Ce sera après le Hall of Fame. Hein. Après le Hall of Fame, évidemment, où là, on va être un petit peu plus calme. Donc, ce sera à 19h, de 18h à 19h, Hall of Fame, et ça va commencer maintenant. Happy hours to start after the Hall of Fame at 7 o'clock for the first party of the Défi Wind 2024. On repart pour un mode de fiesta. Vous connaissez hein, la mécanique avec des concerts, avec des DJ. Ça, c'est après le Hall of Fame et la Happy Hour. Merci, invité d'honneur. Vous assurez, vous êtes solide. After the Windsurfing Hall of Fame, we're going to have 2 tickets as a giveaway from Guadeloupe. And that's a nice way to continue the journey of windsurfing. Nico, c'est bon au niveau du son? Ça y est, ils sont en train de regarder apparemment. Grosse machine, hein, puisqu'aujourd'hui, pour couvrir un tel événement, c'est ici, 2 scènes, sur l'eau, des courses qui font 40 km avec des drones dans tous les sens. Je vous invite vraiment à regarder hein, les séquences des jours précédentes. Et on croise les doigts hein, pour le vent ici. J'espère que vous avez déjà expérimenté une windsurfing party. Tonight, the first windsurfing party. Tonight, the first party of the Défi Wind. And it's gonna be insane. Et il va y avoir du monde. Allez, dernier petit réglage parce qu'apparemment ils sont beaucoup à nous suivre d'Hawaï. On reçoit pas mal de messages d'Hawaï, de Californie, on reçoit pas mal de messages aussi des Barbades. Ça c'est cool. Brian Talma qui va être ici à Gruissant sur la scène. Truc de fou ça. Avec toutes les informations, on le repassera avec les liens sur l'Insta, sur Facebook, avec la chaîne donc YouTube. Défi Wind, allez-y. Hein. Là, il y a du contenu.
Je suis hyper cool. Tout a été bon pour l'instant. Je suis hyper cool. Ah bah là, ouais, ça va être... Cliff, we go.
Ok, vas-y, tu veux te mettre en face.
Il y a la vidéo pendant 35 secondes là. Attention pour le lancement de la première vidéo. C'est parti. Good evening. This is a very special moment here in Défi Wind in Gruissant, south of France. This is the first ever induction ceremony of the Windsurfing Hall of Fame. We have here the executive producer of the Windsurfing Hall of Fame coming from England to explain us what it is all about. Welcome on stage, Cliff Webb. Good evening, Cliff.
Good evening, Frankie. Thank you very much. Wow, what a crowd. So, bonsoir, madame, messieurs. Good evening to everyone here and watching online. And welcome to, as Frankie said, the first ever ceremony celebrating the stars and legends of our sport. So the Windsurfing Hall of Fame was founded 3 years ago to recognize, celebrate, and honor the remarkable people involved in the sport over the years, those that have excelled and gone above and beyond at a world-class level. and those who have made a significant contribution to the development of the sport. There is a Hall of Fame for the riders, of course, but also a Hall of Fame for the media, for craftsmen in the sport, such as shapers, sailmakers, and innovators, and also for pioneers and promoters, which was a new category we added last year. We're also preparing some new categories for later in this year as well, which will be announced in due course. So like many other sports, each year of new inductees in the Hall of Fame is called a class, like at school, for example. And let me tell you, when all of the people who arrived today met each other after so many years, it was like an old school reunion back there. It was really quite emotional and quite fun. So far, there have been 3 years of Hall of Fame. So that's in classes in 2021, 22, and last year in 23. So this year, the new Hall of Famers will be the class of 2024, which will be announced and voted on later in the year, somewhere around August or September. Now, I'm often asked how the process works to get into the Hall of Fame, because obviously there are thousands of windsurfers in our history, and not all of them are going to make it necessarily. So what happens is that anyone, any of you standing here or out there online, can nominate somebody to go in the Hall of Fame. There's a nomination process which happens around August, September each year. And then there is an online voting process that follows that once the nominees have been determined. So the way it works is that the public get 30% of the vote, and the existing Hall of Famers then are allowed to vote, and they get 70% of the vote. And then normally, depending which category it is, the top 3 or 5 who get the most votes out of those 2 areas are elected into the Hall of Fame. And last year, I remember in the riders, we had 6 nominations and only 3 made it. So it is quite a competition. So I've got a few thank yous to make very quickly, which is firstly to Philip and Paul Brew and everyone working here at Défi Wind. It's an absolutely amazing event. It's my first time here, and it's just mind-blowing. It really is. It's very kind of them, and a real honor for me to be here with them hosting this event. It's absolutely brilliant and absolutely superb. So thank you to them. I'd also like to thank Andreas Erb, the chief editor of Surf Magazine, Germany, and to all the publishing group at Delius Klasing for their support of the Hall of Fame this year. Now, the Hall of Fame is pretty much online at the moment, and therefore we need images. And so I want to put a huge shout out to all of the photographers and filmmakers who are helping us and allowing the Hall of Fame to use their work in promoting the sport and recognizing the achievements of these windsurfing legends. So thanks, guys, and women. It's really amazing. So we are celebrating the past here and the history of the sport and its legends. But we also have some big plans coming up for the Hall of Fame too.
Get off. We can't hear you.
So eventually, when we get some more funding in, a dedicated Hall of Fame that people can visit and go and learn about the sport in is very much in our vision for the future. The heritage of the sport needs to be remembered and protected for future generations to learn from. For these innovators and pioneers to be remembered for all that they have done. Because if you think about it, without those people and the people you're going to see this evening, and what they did all those years ago, the sport would not have evolved in the way it has over the past 50 years. We would not have this level of equipment to enjoy. We'd still be using wooden booms, and we would not be celebrating anything here at Defi because the sport would never have got to this sport. So we all owe a huge debt of gratitude to all of the people you're going to see on stage tonight, and indeed all of the other people in the Hall of Fame. Now, the Hall of Fame, like I said, was founded 3 years ago, and this was by a guy in America called Jonathan Weston. He can't unfortunately be with us this evening, but he has, of course, in true Oscar style, sent us a video message just explaining the idea behind the concept of the Hall of Fame. So, I would like to now have the Jonathan Weston video, please.
Bonjour everyone at Défi Wind. I'm Jonathan Weston, the founder and president of the Hall of Fame for the first 3 years, now in the hands of Cliff Webb. Thank you, Cliff. I'm often asked What was my motivation to create the Hall of Fame? Having been involved in this sport for over 50 years, as a windsurfing enthusiast, photographer, and filmmaker, my objective in documenting this sport has always been to prove to Mom and Dad that I was not wasting my life away as a beach bum. But as the years passed, and other wind sports shot off from the roots of windsurfing, I felt like the stars of windsurfing might be forgotten. Well, everyone but Robbie Nash, that is. So I continued to create books and movies glorifying an era that might otherwise be swept under the foiling rug of whatever comes next. There needed to be more. There needed to be a Canton, a Springfield, a Cooperstown of windsurfing. After goofing around with the idea for a while, I got together with a few old cronies to help formulate the criteria. Aside from being over the age of 50 and retired from the sport, the criteria we came up with as a selection committee should be a combination of achievement, how many championships have they won, fame, how much attention did they bring through worldwide media, longevity, how long have they participated at a high level, character, were they viewed in high regard by their peers for their actions, and contribution, what did they give back to the sport? So you see standing before you here today, fine examples of what a Windsurfing Hall of Famer looks like. So that's it for me. I hope to be there next year for the next edition of Défi Wind and compete. Well, that's wishful thinking. It is my hope that you will participate in this year's voting and support the Windsurfing Hall of Fame. Au revoir, à bientôt.
Donc, comme vous pouvez le voir, cette cérémonie de Windsurfing Hall of Fame, c'est un petit peu les Oscars du windsurf, où on intronise les légendes qui ont vraiment participé à la construction du sport, que ce soit sur le plan sportif ou sur l'équipement, qui fait que le windsurf en est où il est maintenant, plus de 50 ans de développement et des rêves plein la tête. Et on va justement reconnaître ces personnes qui ont fait vivre le windsurf pendant plus de 50 ans. Et on est en direct aussi sur le channel Défi Wind, sur YouTube Channels, si vous voulez nous suivre, ou si vous avez des amis qui veulent nous suivre. It is now my pleasure to invite two people from the Hall of Fame class of 2023 to the stage. The freestyle queen, old school freestyle in the 90s, a multiple world and US national champion in freestyle, Andrea Livingstone, and sail designer and innovator, Willem Blau, to the stage.
Bon, bonsoir à vous tous et toutes. Une Américaine qui parle français, voilà, ça existe. Ça vous va? Ça vous va si je parle en français? Voilà. En tout cas, moi, c'est vraiment très émotionnel pour moi parce que j'ai commencé la planche à voile en France, au Traillas entre Cannes et Saint-Raphaël. Et voilà, full circle, je reviens et voilà, on est là, je ne sais pas, quelques années plus tard, encore plus, quelques années plus tard, 2 ou 3. Et voilà, avec cette grande honneur, avec ces énormes noms de planche à voile qu'on a tous fait. Voilà, c'est mon full circle. Deuxièmement, bien sûr, j'avais un passé dans la danse classique et le gymnastique et la natation et les chevaux et tout ça. Quand je me suis mise sur un planche à voile, c'était du magie. Peut-être pour vous aussi. Hein. C'était vraiment un moment magie. Donc de là, j'étais addict. J'ai fait beaucoup d'années au Club Med. Voilà. Ça m'a beaucoup aidé à apprendre sur tous les genres de plans d'eau, à faire la planche. Et voilà, je n'avais pas le loyer à payer. Et bien sûr, un jour, j'étais en train de faire une démonstration et mon pied de main est cassé. Et voilà, devant tout le monde, 700 GM, mon pied, la voile était dans les mains, le truc était cassé. Et voilà est venu ce qui était nommé après moi le living wing. Ça veut dire la voile complètement en dehors avec le wishbone vertical comme ça, où tu peux faire toutes les figures, etc. comme ça. Voilà, en tout cas, j'ai commencé à développer un peu ça et ça fait un peu mon signature allant aussi avec toutes les autres figures que les hommes y faisaient, et puis j'ajoutais toujours quelque chose de danse ou que les enchaînements. En tout cas, j'adore la planche à voile. Maintenant, c'est votre tour à éclater le monde avec votre passion également. Et bien sûr, onward and upward. Merci à vous tous. So thank you everybody for keeping this windsurfing the best sport in the world, and keeping all of our legacies going forever and ever. Merci beaucoup.
Magnifique, magnifique. English for me, unfortunately. I'm Australian, even if you like. I just want to say thanks to the guys that have supported me in this life. I guess it's Neil Pride is the biggest person that has made a big contribution for me being able to do the things I want to do. And for 13 years, Neil was my mentor in the sport of windsurfing. So my hat's off to him at any time. After that, I've been working with Gastra and Arrow Sales for a few years, but the main part of it was with Neil Pride, and I just want to say thanks again. And also to all the good team guys that I've worked with over the years, whether it's Bjorn or Anders or Robbie or Bruce, any of the top windsurfers that I've designed sails for. They've been helpful in that process. That's all from me.
Merci.
Don't go away. Don't go away. I'm going to give you one of these.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Willem. Here we go with a nice plaque from the Windsurfing Hall of Fame, class of 2023. Thank you.
Okay, that's the first one. Thank you, Andrea. Goodness me, that was very impressive. I can't speak French. Okay, so moving on. We're going to introduce a video now in a moment, which is one of the stars of the sport in the 1980s. A top wave sailor and multiple champion called Rhonda Smith-Sanchez, who was unable to make it here today, but in true Oscar style, sends us a very nice little video for you all to watch.
Aloha everybody, I am Rhonda Smith-Sanchez, and I just want to thank you for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Academy, and that would be Jonathan Weston and Cliff Webb. My journey of windsurfing for 50 years started with walking on Clearwater Beach and meeting Court Larned and Mark Robinson. We just, within a year, we were going to the Bahamas and competing in the windsurfer class world championship. That was our first world championship in 1976. And from there, we continued to compete on a national level, World Cup level, and my favorite was the professional tours. And I just say it's been a wonderful life. I have a great amount of friends and family around the world, and I really appreciate all of you and being in the Hall of Fame. Thank you so much.
Many world title and international title. He was also competing last week in the Défi Wind. He won the Master Plus category. That is US 9 Mr. Nevin Sayre, coming together with a woman who raced in the windsurfer class back in the days, winning 4 world titles amongst many other. From the United States, Nancy Johnson.
Thank you very much. Well, here we are. This has been such an exciting event to watch. I've been here for a couple of days and enjoyed it. It's really a spectacular to see all these competitors out there just having a great time. But anyways, my name is Nancy Johnson, and I learned to windsurf, or I was introduced to windsurfing in 1977. And I believe Nevin Sayre here was the man, one of the people behind my ability to get to figure out how to do the sport, which, you know, wasn't easy in the beginning. But anyways, I had so much joy from windsurfing. I was able to travel all around the world, see great places, meet fantastic people who are just like a family now, and it's just so wonderful to run into friends who create and enjoy the same love of the sport that I do. And I try to continue to do it every day I can. And one of the great things was going through the sport as it changed, starting with the windsurfer class, then going into other one designs, Mistral, wing glider, into open class sailing, and then doing more, wave riding and into the World Cup. So to be able to go through all those disciplines and see the sport change was really a wonderful experience. And anyways, we're here because we've been inducted into this Hall of Fame, which is such an honor. And thank you all for being here. And hopefully you're part of the event. Or if not, it's wonderful to see all the spectators. All right, Nevin?
All right, well, Nancy and I, our big heyday was really the 80s and the early 90s. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, at that time, windsurfing was evolving so quickly, and to be part of that was just so rewarding to see the changes, to be part of the changes. I'm known for my racing and slalom skills and results and all that stuff, but probably the biggest impact I had on the sport of windsurfing was the evolution of the PWA. So I was with Terry Weiner, who is a wave judge from South Africa. We started the PWA, and I'm honored that my fellow competitors had enough faith in me to elect me the founding chairman of the PWA. And that was a big game changer for the sport, one of the many. Prize money went to over $1 million. The number of pro events more than tripled in the first year. I was very fortunate that Robbie Nash agreed to be the co-chairman. That gave us some credibility for sure. And anyway, prize money up. And by the way, Bjorn Dunkerbeck, you owe me a beer for all that prize money, by the way. So anyway, it's been an honor. I was also one of the founders of FiberSpar. Many of you may remember that brand, but carbon mass and booms, made windsurfing easier and more fun. And you think about it, and windsurfing was way ahead of its time. Carbon did not exist in tennis rackets, did not exist in golf clubs, and here windsurfing was ahead. So I was so fortunate we were so fortunate to be part of that huge evolution. And here the last 3 days, I was competing in the Défi Wind, all that many years later, which is pretty cool. But for me, I met my wife, who was the Swedish champion, in Barbados at the Mistral World Championships 1983. A few years later, we became a couple at La Torche, the World Cup in Brittany. And so France is super special to our family. And we have 2 kids. And how lucky am I that I can compete in the Défi Wind with my son all these many years later. So it's so cool to see all the families that are windsurfing here. So cool to see 1,500 windsurfers here. Windsurfing lives! Yeah!
Nice job, Nevin.
Thanks a lot, Nancy. Nevin, you are legends.
Stand there for a quick photo, come on.
Nancy Johnson and Nevin Sayer.
Follow that. Thanks, Nevin.
Good luck.
Okay, so now it is my pleasure to introduce a man who won the first ever Olympic windsurfing exhibition event in 1984, I think it was, and was a World Tour regular for many years. And it is Bruce Wiley from Australia. Wait there, Bruce, just for a second. And also the Irie man, all the way from Barbados. Now, let me tell you, you'll never believe this, but following on from what Nevin just said, I got married in Barbados on the beach, and I met my wife, Bettina, at the Zilt World Cup. So I'm following a good traditions here with Nevin. But Brian very kindly stepped up at the last moment and was my best man as well for our wedding. So Brian and Bruce, please let's have you on stage. He's not interested.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thanks, Cliff, and thanks, Philip. Another Défi Wind. I mean, yeah, it's just amazing. The energy that we get at this event, there's Nevin going for it as well. I just love coming here every year. So much energy, so many good people. It's just, as Nevin says, windsurfing, we're still here. And it's thanks so much to Philip putting on events like this. We absolutely love it. Really good energy. A short snap. I'm from Australia. Grew up sailing, windsurfer, one design, a bit of Olympic stuff. Pro windsurfing, 85 to 95, 97. Board design, shaping with drops, some Mistral shaping. Then to Thailand with factory Cobra. So we build a bunch of your boards, and that's what I do now. Full circle. How do we get more people back into our sport? I relaunched a windsurfer program that you might have seen a little bit recently. We're rebuilding that class, started in Australia, Italy with some good people, and we're trying to get America going as well. But coming here, just absolutely love the energy. Great to be here, and thanks again to Philip and Cliff. Hand it over to the Irie man. Cheers, guys.
Action, action, and more action. Woo! Y'all want action? Yeah. Let me tell you something. I've been all around the world, but this is one event I've never seen so much action in my life. 1,500 people on the starting line? That is action. But let me tell you one thing about the professional tour. One thing I learned. I've traveled the world, and one thing I learned what it's about. You know what it's about? Does anybody know? It's about humanity. And what I did was I traveled with Peter, Nevin, everybody here, and we traveled. We partied together. We won together. But it's about the experience. It's about the journey. Bjorn, you remember the journey, right? Remember in Silk, Bjorn won. I think it was Josh Stone. We went into the canteen. We broke it all down. I don't know. I didn't win, but I was with you, right? I was present. And what I want to tell everybody on life, be present. Be present. Being present is being involved. Right, Ben? Ben, you're involved. Congratulations. He's creating so much action of all the videos for windsurfing. I believe, without a doubt, windsurfing has taken me to the world. And you know what I feel like? You know what I feel? Can you guess? I feel like windsurf world champion. Thank you from my heart to your heart. Life upon earth. Cliff, I love you. I love you, Cliff. I feel happy, so happy, so happy. Action, action, and more action. Oh, I have to come back up.
Come back up.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know. We win something.
Action! Wow. Two other legends, but with different style. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, let's go. Some more action. It can't be here today, but that's one of the greatest in speed sailing. A multiple speed record holder. He sent us a video for us to enjoy. Fred Iwood video.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.
Aloha, I'm Fred Haywood, and I am certainly humbled and appreciative of being in the Windsurfing Hall of Fame. I'm out here on my deck in Maui and wanted to wish you the best of events in France, Grisson, where I competed years ago. I'm sitting next to my world record board shaped by Jimmy Lewis. It was a wing mast and a sail by Neil Pride Sails, Barry Spanier. So it took a team to make this happen, and it takes a team to do the windsurfing events that are concluding everywhere around the world. And I really appreciate the sport and all of you folks for competing and enjoying yourselves. Just share the aloha, make it a great day, and enjoy this event.
Allow me to introduce two designers who have helped to shape the history of the sport over many years. Starting with sail designer Monty Spindler, who was in the top 30 here in Defi for two previous occasions. And Peter Toman, the shaper, who created many sports that we have ridden over the years. Monty, be careful. Monty Spindler and Peter Toman.
Bonsoir.
You go first, man. Yeah, okay. You go first. Yeah, okay.
Up to you.
Well, I have to say those are two difficult acts to follow, no? Brian and Evan, how to follow up on that. But I would like to say, well, Peter and I have been in this game a long time, and we met in Torbole back when we were both working for Highfly.
Correct, yeah. 82, 83.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it's been a hell of a journey, and I would like to thank Nevin for inventing the IMCS system, which was key for my work as a sail designer, to know how the masts are flexing. I'd like to thank Neil Pride and Udo Schutz for the 10 years I was at ART, and Platt and Nancy Johnson for giving me the first opportunity to work in their sail loft in Newport, and I'll hand it over to you.
Ok. Bon, je peux aussi faire ça en français si vous voulez. J'ai commencé à faire des planches début des années 80. Après, j'ai une formation de journaliste qui m'a beaucoup aidé parce que j'étais confiant quand je ne savais pas, ça ne me faisait pas peur. Donc j'ai appris à poser des questions et à écouter. Et ça aide énormément pour avancer, aussi bien avec les relations avec les coureurs. Et voilà, et je continue à faire des planches, c'est ce que j'adore faire et je vais pas arrêter aussitôt. Et je suis très honoré d'avoir été accepté dans cette Windsurfing Hall of Fame. La première année en plus, un petit Suisse parmi tous les grands noms du sport. C'était cool. Bon, that's it for today.
Yeah, we want to keep it short. But thank you all, everyone who's supported me over all these years and my work. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to give you one. There you go. Take Peter. Remember what I told you about this?
Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Monty.
Okay. Just to explain, Peter only told us he was coming 2 days ago. Yesterday, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're one little wooden plaque short at the moment, but we're going to get him one, don't worry. So now we're moving on, following that. And it's another video from somebody who couldn't make it here. But I'm honored to introduce another video for you from a man who's been there and done it all in the sport and was one of the first to be inducted into the very first Hall of Fame in 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a message from a certain Mr. Robbie Nash.
Bonsoir, everybody. Just wanted to say hello, and hope everybody's having fun at the Défi Wind. Bonsoir. I guess you're having a party tonight for the Windsurfing Hall of Fame. Congratulations to the inductees. I'm not sure who they are this year, but yeah, good celebration. I know there's a crazy number of people there windsurfing, and I will make it to that event again someday. Not this year. I'm having too much fun windsurfing Hokipa. It was good today again. Not very big, but fun. So yeah, sorry I'm missing you guys. Have a blast, and keep on windsurfing. Nothing better. All right. Aloha.
'61 now, and still out there doing more than most of us can still do, shall we say. So now, we're going to change the format slightly. We're going to bring 3 people up on stage this time. It is my pleasure to introduce one of the top wave sailors, designers and tour competitors based out of Hawaii, Pete Cabrina. Stay there for a second, Pete. Just wait. Who has come all the way over from the States for this, which is amazing. Together with Mickey Baumeister, who's come up from Italy for this, a pioneer and innovator, top-class competitor, who told me earlier today that he's been windsurfing for 51 years now. 51 years, which is quite remarkable. And finally, a man who not only created some of the leading technology in the sport, such as the sliding mast track and the adjustable boom, but more than that as well. He's a multiple national, US national, and world champion in the sport, who won his first title in 1977. Mr. Ken Winner. Gentlemen, please. Whoops, don't jump, do that. I'll give you one of those.
You almost got me.
You almost got you, yeah. Almost got you. You're going to have to hand
Thank
it
you.
over to Mickey. Yeah, you stay there. Come on, man.
After you.
Sure. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? Wow, what a pleasure to be here at the Défi Wind. I've heard so much about this event from the beginning of time, and to be on this beach and see all the enthusiastic people is awesome for me. And thanks for being here to help me share this special event. In 1980, I took a chance on this sport called windsurfing that was just getting started. And little did I know that 40 years later, I'd still be involved. And it would take me on this journey that was just awesome. There were so many incredible challenges, but it was so rewarding in an amazing way. And there's been so much support for me along the way. I want to take a chance to thank some of those people, and there's too many to thank, so I just want to acknowledge the Schweitzer family for helping to bring this sport to us. They were supportive. The Nash family, and by extension, Mistral and Gastra. The Cabrina family, and all those others, which, by the way, my wife and my daughter especially, Lisa and Tahiti. And yeah, thanks for the committee for bringing me into this this Hall of Fame. It's really, truly an honor. So thank you so much. Aloha.
So you won't know it to listen to me, but I worked for a French company for 8 years. I was sponsored by Bic Sport, and I had the opportunity to frequently travel to France, meet some great people like Thierry Vernet, Antoine Biche, Bernard Menviel, Bruno Troublet. I really enjoyed working with these guys, and I always enjoyed coming to France, and I've enjoyed this trip as well. So I'm so glad I was invited. Thank you.
I just heard that I'm windsurfing for 51 years. Yes, that's right. To start with, though, I would like to thank Défi Wind, the Hall of Fame, for being here, my sisters, and my family, and my son. Yeah, 51 years I've been windsurfing. I started in Holland, as I'm Dutch, in 4 degrees weather, 3 degrees water, with a stock windsurfer in 1973, just brought from US with a little book, with a wetsuit that didn't suit me. It was like a wetsuit you need for diving or something. And with the booklet, I tried to windsurf. It took me a while on the freezing lake. And finally, I got it done like in January somewhere. Then the lake went really flat. I said, that's strange. I was going like we all went in those days. There was a little ice in the water. And since then, I've still been windsurfing for 51 years, and nobody's going to get me out of my board, because windsurfing is one of the biggest and one of the best sports I've ever done. I think that needs an applause from you all. Since then, I have been racing, like you heard, but my goal was to teach people. And the very first windsurfing school I started in '74 in Holland. And the professional windsurfing school I started after my high flight time, racing, whatever, in '81 on Lake Garda, where we had the King of the Lake event, the freestyle event. Maybe you remember this event. And I tried to make a center with professional teaching, with level systems and videos and everything. And we're still doing this. I'm still doing this in Porto Polo in Sardinia. And I think I didn't really count how many people have been teaching windsurfing, but over 50,000? Yes, I think so. So I think I'm really happy that everybody's still windsurfing. Like you see here, 1,500 people, that's incredible. It's a big applause to you guys. Thank you very much.
Give you that in exchange. You take one of those. You take one of those. You take one of those. Thank you so much, gents. Pose for a photo. Please come to the front of the stage.
Thank you. Some more nice stories about windsurfing. I'm learning, I'm enjoying. We are now welcoming a French windsurfer. You all know him. He's won 25, 26 world title. I think he doesn't even know. Please welcome on stage, France 192, Antoine Albeau. Here we go. Oh.
Salut à tous. Ça va, Francky?
Good to see you, Antoine. So you're new in the class of 2023, sorry. New in the Windsurfing Hall of Fame. How does it feel to be with all these legends?
It's great because I knew a little bit about this Hall of Fame, and I meet some of the guys, some of the old legends that I saw when I was starting the World Tour before 2000. So it was super nice to meet them again, and it's amazing that they come here to this event.
And you know what? They will all be competing next year in the Defi.
Yes,
yeah.
Perfect, good.
So you'll have to beat them and make sure you kick their ass.
Yeah,
some action, action!
And more action.
Okay, thank you, Antoine. Une petite plaque pour Antoine Albeau.
Just give me the microphone and I'll give you that. There you go. Do a little photo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Antoine Albeau.
Non, je voulais juste le faire en français, Cliff, sorry, in French. Cliff, c'était aussi celui qui s'occupait de la Coupe du Monde quand moi j'ai commencé. Donc c'était lui un petit peu le patron. Je voulais remercier déjà, thanks Cliff for this. Merci Cliff for that. Pour moi, c'est un honneur de recevoir ça déjà sur cet événement parce que c'est clair que c'est le plus gros événement que l'on peut avoir, le plus gros rassemblement que l'on peut avoir de windsurf et puis maintenant de wing et de kite, bien sûr. Merci à tous ces organisateurs d'événements qui nous ont permis, que ce soit des événements promotionnels comme on a de plus en plus, les événements de PWA qui nous ont servi aussi de montrer notre niveau. Donc merci à Philippe, bien sûr, qui organise cet événement chaque année et qui va le faire pendant plein d'autres années. Je voulais remercier aussi tous mes partenaires qui m'ont suivi parce que c'est clair que on ne peut pas faire ça sans partenaires, sans sponsors qui nous prêtent le matériel au début et puis qui nous financent un peu sur la suite. Donc merci à mon partenaire principal, Nail Pride, avec qui j'ai fait ma 27e année. Je suis en train de faire ma 27e année avec des voiles Nail Pride, donc ça c'est énorme. Et puis voilà, merci à ma famille aussi qui m'a soutenu, merci à mes amis. Donc voilà, beaucoup de merci. Et puis merci aussi à toutes ces légendes qui nous font rêver, qui sont dans nos chambres, en poster au début. Et puis après, on peut commencer à jouer avec eux. Donc ça, c'est vraiment quelque chose de génial. Merci à vous aussi de venir chaque année sur cet événement. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, we're nearly there. After all this time, we're nearly there. Okay, so in a moment, we're going to play a short video to introduce the next person. There's not much that's not been said about him already, actually, into this final Hall of Fame member. I first met him when he was 12 or 13 years old, I think, which is showing my age, I think, a little bit there. A young kid who people were saying had incredible talent. Well, they were right. He went on to win an incredible 42 world titles so far, across all disciplines, a record that may never be equalled, potentially. And he's now organising his own events and still chasing speed world records. It is, of course, Mr. Bjorn Dunkerbeck, and here's a little video for you, Bjorn. Bjorn, on stage. Make way, he's coming that way. I'm going to give you this one. Frankie, you take that one. You take that one, yeah. Okay. Okay, Bjorn.
Bonjour. Good evening. Guten Nachmittag.
I'm not quite as tall as you. So Bjorn, you probably don't remember that first event. It was I think it was in Tenerife, maybe, when you first joined the World Tour, I think. But maybe you can correct that, because my memory's going a little bit these days. I don't know when you first joined the World Tour.
Actually, first of all, I thank this Hall of Fame to organizing this, because I've seen many nice old friends here by surprise today, including Brian, Nevin, Bruce, and the rest of them as well. I worked with William Blau, I worked with Peter Thomas for 20 years and won many world titles, both with Williams and also with Peter's boards. So great effort to pull him down to Défi Wind. So thanks to Philip as well for the great effort of organizing this event for so many years, and to his team. Then of course to all your riders that come here and grow the numbers every year with windsurfing, now wing foiling, and of course kiting as well. Then this event is really an event for the riders, for the sport of windsurfing and water sports in general. So this is the first thing I want to say. Thanks to all of you, and thanks for having me up here as well.
Right, so back to my question. When was the first time you joined the World Tour then?
Yeah, many people might not know that. Actually, the very first World Cup that was ever organized was organized by Peter Brockhaus, which was the person who first brought the windsurfer to Europe. Then he actually created Mistral, and after Mistral he created F2, Fun and Function, where my parents were involved from the very beginning, and I was a sponsored kid. about 12 years old, and the very, very first windsurfing World Cup was actually done in Corralejo in 1983 on Fuerteventura, and my father and myself invited to join this World Cup, and so we did.
It was Fuerta. Okay, I couldn't remember. As I say, only one grey cell left now. Okay, another question, quick question. Out of all the World Championships that you've won, the world titles, what's given you the most satisfaction and give you the best memories?
Well, I guess growing up as a kid, seeing Robbie Nash winning, then being able to beat him as a relatively young man, because I was 18 in the beginning of the season and 19 at the end of the season, was 1988, where the first time we actually won the overall titles in the World Cup. And then being able to do it so many years, one after another, and improving in all disciplines. I was able to win the 4 disciplines in windsurfing like 4 or 5 times in the 90s. And actually in 1994, I actually won the speed tour as well. So these were memorable moments in the winning situation and the improvement of the equipment. And of course, I was also involved with the improvement of all the equipment, making the ease of use for all of you guys so you have fun. And I see a lot of guys that have been windsurfing for 30 and 40 years that are in this group of riders right here, right now, and still going in the Défi Wind with their own kits. And there's actually at least 2 families that I know about that have been competing with 3 generations in the Défi Wind. And I'm sure there's going to be more of those. I'm here with my own son. We competed in 2 occasions together last year and the year before already. And this is the whole idea about the Défi Wind spirit. Bring your friends, bring some new people into the sport of windsurfing, make the windsurfing grow, and come here every year and enjoy it with people from all around the world. I think this year there's over 50 nations here. And it started off of being on a French event only, actually. There was only French riders like 20 years ago. And now there's 50 nations. So thanks to you all. I'll be back as long as I live. Windsurfing goes forever. Thank you very much.
Let me just get you one of these. Hang on, don't go away. Bjorn, take that. Go and do a photo for us, yeah? Thank you.
Shall we get everybody on stage for
Yes, I think so. Let me just do a little wrap up. Yeah, okay. He's grown a bit since the first time I met him. Okay, so we're pretty much finished now, folks. Just a quick line or two. We're going to get everyone back on stage in a moment just for a photo opportunity, so don't go too far. That is the end of our first ever Windsurfing Hall of Fame ceremony. We hope to have more of them soon as plans develop in different places as well. So thank you for watching us. We will get them, as I say, back on stage right now. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of windsurfing memory trip, as it were, with us. Thanks to Surf Magazine again for their support. Huge thanks, as everyone says, to Philippe and Paul and all the Defi Wind people, because we couldn't be here without you. It's been wonderful to get to meet all of these legends again when they arrived yesterday and today. It's been absolutely superb. Thank you to Frankie for your help with everything and getting organised.
Welcome.
And today. And we hope to see you all again. But first, let's get everyone back on stage, please, for one last photo call. Oops. Yeah, just freestyling, it's all right. Line up. Let's get you forwards. Come forwards. Don't be scared of them. Come on. Come forwards. There we go. You get in there. Ready? On the end here. Come on. There you go.
Antoine.
Who's missing? Ken? Oh.
Antoine, Peter.
Come on, Ken.
Antoine, Peter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Hall of Fame legends.
Peter. Wait for Peter. Here we go.
Do you want to just finish off in French, maybe? Yeah. Okay, folks. No, just you can close the live stream, I think, whenever you want. I think that's the answer.
Okay, what a fantastic ceremony. What a fantastic ceremony. That's it for the Windsurfing Hall of Fame induction. Magnifique soirée, de belles histoires. Les introduits à la Windsurfing Hall of Fame de classe 1, 2, 3. Merci à tous. Bonne soirée. À bientôt.
That was awesome.
Cliff, merci.
My man.
On est à quelques secondes de la